Yoga for healing, warriors. We have been hearing so much about you, he or she, and a third party. You, them, and they. You, them, and they. We're going to do 3 piles to see what the cards say for you, them, and they. AKA you, your twin flame or soulmate, one you felt is, or not just feel, because a lot of us can just feel like they're our twin flame or our soulmate. But have you taken the time to recognize truly what they are? Or do you just hop on the bandwagon of that twin flame journey that's so romanticized? Thinking that you're supposed to sit somewhere as a damsel in distress. That's karmic. Think on that. Too many people are waiting on someone else to come partner up with them to save them, when you're supposed to have already have saved yourself. But a lot of still having fear and codependency to look a certain way, to say, oh, I fit in that category, oh, I fit in this category. What about your category, your story? How many are actually being honest with themselves? Because if they're saying they resonate with the story, what story do you have to share? Because that means you're an earth angel, you're a star seed, you have gifts, you have multiple gifts. And those are not the ones in the comment section saying, oh, this is my story, and one day I'm going to tell the world. But right now, I'm a victim. Just what I see. Have not gone through the dark night of the soul, done the shadow work, hasn't recognized one generational curse that they have broken, but it's their story. If it's your story, you shouldn't be in the comment sections. You should be talking and sharing your story, and not saying, oh, I'm just, I'm waiting. Waiting for what? Because someone else needs to know this information too. The bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. Air element, number 7. Which could mean a jackpot, or it can mean something else that you need to recognize, pay attention to. Because there may be someone sneaky lying next to you. What do we need to know for our present energy? 10 of Cups. We're at peace. We're happy. We feel complete. Number 10. Water element. Mars in Pisces. And that sacral chakra. But you're at peace. You're happy with yourself, your surroundings. with the growth that you've put into yourself, your surroundings, if it's solo dolo or if it's with others. Everybody has a different story, a different path. But I know there is a period that you must go through solo dolo, break away, because there's so much that you've clung to, learned, surrounded yourself with, that when you do go through an actual awakening, you know you have to let go. What else do we need to know for the twin flame soulmate energy? Justice is coming. Libra energy, heart chakra. They want to negotiate with you and come to a settlement that will be gaining for them, and they would call that fair, but they have karmic debt. They're under judgment, receiving justice for some reason. That's why the justice card landed there. While you're in bliss, they feel the pressure of balancing themselves out to gain harmony. And someone's standing maybe over to the sidelines wondering if they should be aware or be on guard. They look a little battered and bruised, in defense for some reason. What about this third energy, or energies? Ooh, okay. One that falls sideways, but we'll take it upright. Someone is wanting to have forward movement. They want a victory. They want control. So the third party is all about wanting to have control and move forward, most likely in this relationship. They're learning some things, but they're really quick to want to strike, not really knowing the full story. They work from their lower chakras, needing to work on their heart. They have no connection to the earth. There's a disconnect with that red and green. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're vigilant. They want to move forward, but this also wanted to fall kind of cocky to the sideways a little bit. So, I don't really think they're about tradition. They kind of make their own. Maybe they took that unlearn and relearn to reteach yourself the truth. But they didn't discover the truth. They just changed up what they wanted to change. Using that throat chakra. Taurus energy. Earth element, but not grounded. Taurus energy. Third party. Interesting. Using that throat chakra. They may see themselves as an empress or an emperor. Or this is you just sitting on your throne. In your divine energy. Looking sexy and secure. Being creative. Making your abundance. with the abilities given to you. See, a lot of people get that abundance thing twisted too. They think there's a Brink truck that's going to drive up in front to their front door. When actually still that is work you must put in, my friend. It's not for the weak. It's not for the lazy. It's not for those that sit around and daydream without putting in the work. What do we need to know about us in our happy zone, in our bliss, in peace? We have our 10 of Cups. We fill ourselves by protecting our territory, guarding our energy. But when somebody wants the smoke, we got the fire. We've carried our responsibilities. 10 of Wands. Brought endings to cycles, releasing those burdens that are a strain. We put in the work. We've been dedicated to our ancestors, our guides, and those that we are connected with, partnered with. When we tell Source, the Most High Divine, that we're walking with them. Because it's energies. It's not a him. In our Emperor, Empress zone, Aries energy, fire, number 4, balance. Being a leadership of ourselves, authority of ourselves, not trying to be an authority of someone else. High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Gaining the knowledge, having the strength, receiving the wisdom that comes with the lessons. Someone that holds secrets, knows how to move in silence. I need a sip of my coffee. Plus, I was smoking earlier, and I had a little bit of a coughing fit. Oh, okay. What is it we need to know about these? Oh, the one that's receiving this justice. This righteous justice is what I call it, and I'm sure others do too. They're imbalanced, unorganized. Why are they imbalanced and unorganized? Maybe because they have too many things they're trying to juggle. Too many images they try to portray as though they're sitting peacefully, getting all their wishes and putting things on display. Like they're satisfied and unbothered. But really they're, excuse me, really they're under karmic justice and imbalance, unorganized, unkempt, disheveled. Everything is disarray. What else do we need to know about this imbalance? Sleepless nights and regrets, tensions and worries, Mars and Gemini. All their dirty deeds are swinging right back to them. I'm saying a giant metal-like pendulum with a big knob on the back end of it. So when that thing swings back, it hurts. And they're in a 9 of Swords. Maybe this third energy is someone that had income, finances, abundance. Or maybe this is you, grounded, earth energy. Someone that's caring, generous, a homebody, practical, minding your own business, staying focused. Yeah, that does sound more like you. Carrying your own weight, carrying your own burdens, doing what needed to be done, putting the work in, staying focused, knowing to keep your energy a little bit stored. Putting in the work, but giving to yourself also. That's self-care, self-love. You should always reward yourself and your efforts. You don't need anybody else to throw you a party. You can have one any time of the day, of the week, 5 times a day if you wanted to. That's between you and you. Trust me, those celebrations be fun. I've had plenty. They're in despair, sleepless nights. You're sitting on your throne unbothered. A star. Giving hope and inspiration may be a goal. You're someone that nourishes, pours into the earth, the environment, your surroundings. Giving nourishment because you are nourished. You are protected. Always closely guided. You can see without seeing what you're doing. You may receive messages from birds or animals. Maybe you've been seeing birds, hearing about birds. You may like water a lot. Your showers even replenish you. And this third party that's not about tradition but wants to swing in, have something to do or say, in their forward movement, making the rules up as they go, avoiding going within, self-reflecting. So there's the temperance angel that needs to come in or has come in. A fire, an upheaval to bring balance and peace. A completion to this cycle. An end to a contract. You fulfilled what you're supposed to fulfill in the guided, timely manner. You have a sense of wholeness. Earth element again. What about this temperance angel? Wow, that's a big. Okay. I was going to ask, what about this temperance angel and this Nine of Swords energy? Because we know that this temperance angel is coming down for this situation because someone was trying to do something imbalanced that they're now paying for. Being a rivalry, causing conflict, manipulating strategies of all sorts of tactics has had judgment called down because they have chained themselves to this devil energy. More earth, Capricorn energy. We have all of the elements. Someone that fell into surface level pleasures. Judgment's been called down. Instead of walking away, they decided to go for someone's lineage. They had the courage to go to the crossroads, and now they have to make a decision. They refused to let go and walk away. They were always searching for a new plan. A new strategy. They would pretend they were letting go of past situations, addictions, but they were really not. They were going in an infinitive loop of a cycle to put up a front of family and prosperity. Because of all of this materialistic, egotistical, I want to look like this, they had the courage for that, but not the courage to go within, to do the work, the healing. So karma had to come and show up, especially after judgment had been called on these devils. This partnership that went to the crossroads, now stuck in trying to make a decision because of the passion and inspiration they took. They wanted that fire, they wanted that smoke for financial opportunity. So what's going to occur at this crossroads? So it's a Queen of Pentacles that's at the crossroads and needs strength. That was in the partnership, 2 Wands, that had this financial plan that brought endings and transformations. All of that spell work, all of those things that were thrown. Remember, I was talking of that pendulum? Yeah, it's boomeranging right back. That's why they're being defensive and they're needing help, assistance. Because they're in a Ten of Swords. They're in a ruin. That's why they're leaving the third party, wanting to come to you. But you put that to an ending. Why does this person think, while they're under judgment, after doing dirty work, dirty, nasty work, dirty, nasty dealings, betraying you, now realizing who you are, being a star, being someone of royalty that put in the work, sitting happy, not bothered, protecting your territory. Now they want to rush in with all this stank on them. They still have this third party, or this may be their energy even, that's still making this plan to come back in. Either way it goes, neither one of them are stopping on their own. So that's why they're going to be stopped. They've had too many signs. Clear mind is what shows out of all these cards at the bottom of the deck. They need to sweep away any doubts that you have and know that you are right. Both sides. All parties. Clear mind will help you recognize your own awareness without giving yourself self-doubt. Solo. In that water. And I said earlier, water really helps to rejuvenate me. I love being in a boat, sitting on the water. I love being in a spiritual bath in my tub, a bubble bath in my tub, a shower. I love the water. I'm not a good swimmer though. What is in the mind of this person that's under judgment that wants to return? Want to be sideways in there. Tide of transition, right? The current. They're stuck. It wanted to stay horizontally, yet it wanted to fall. This is someone that's frazzled in the mind because they're swirling with a third party, apparently, or with someone. Hard to see. No, there we go. Embrace the tides of change with openness, allowing the ebb and flow of life to guide your transformation into love and work. Do you get the part where it says, embrace the tides of change with openness, allowing the ebb and flow of life to guide your transformation into love and work? Some things are hard to explain. You just have to do to see for yourself. And that doesn't mean jump off the ledge into your shadow side, to going deep into the dark to see how dark you can go. No, because I've had that literally said to me. And I'm looking at that person like, what? Yeah. And then later to hear in a reading somebody wanted to go to the deepest, darkest pits, and they didn't have enough air to make it back up. They didn't have enough light in them to make it back up. through the darkness. This one wasn't diving deep into their own darkness. They're driving into some other pits. Apparently. And let me add this sidebar. Taking shrooms is not the same as meditating, ho. A lot of people use the psychedelics and get messages and think that they're from Source, the Most High. They think it's the same as you going within doing the work. This is how they fry their brain. This is how those that have been doing that dark spell work, this is that drug that we keep hearing about. They use the psychedelics. It's not just cocaine. But yeah, they do that a lot also. But those shrooms, they think that's taking them to a higher level, giving them a benefit. I had a conversation with one warlock about that also. And now that bitch is stuck. Eclipse of concealment. They thought they could keep things in the dark. Navigate through the eclipse of concealment, understanding the cyclical nature of hidden phases and awaiting revelations. Out of all these cards, I've read this card in these readings several times. I still get that word incorrect every time. It just spelled weird to me. One day I'll get it right. I'll keep saying it. But see, a lot of people are fearing these eclipses because of what's coming out of the dark. What they've been trying to hide using that moon work. Roots of stability. Ground yourself in what nurtures your being, establishing a stable base from which love and career can bloom. Again, it's telling you where it starts. It starts with your own roots, your own tree. It starts with you. Learning about you, your lineage, where you've come from, what's been the story in your families. What are you rooted in? What are your beliefs? Can you handle the vortex of change? Engage with the vortex of change, where energy swirl in transformative dances, molding anew. Some can't keep up. They want to keep doing the same dance. Just like those people that like to keep repeating the same story from 10 years ago, and they want to tell you every time they see you the same motherfucking story. I stopped accepting that. I would cut them off. I'm like, wait a minute, you told me that already. I don't want to hear that again. Because it's your right. It's your energy. And once you learn what energy harvesting is and what it looks like and what those bloodsuckers do, you will not allow them to do it and play in your face. You won't call it rude because you'll know who they are and they'll know who you are. It's not cool to play dumb all the time. Especially when it comes to them wanting to attach right in your face midday and attach a cord and suck your energy, calling you on the phone, wanting to tell you gossip and bullshit, and then you get off the phone, you feel tired and drained. What about this third party energy? Labyrinth of choices. They need to chart their course through this perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn as part of your complex journey. They walked themselves into this maze, into a bunch of rotted branches that they thought was an emperor, probably. Someone they thought was a starseed, but maybe they were, but they lost their wings. Because they definitely fallen if they've attached themselves to this devil energy and stuck at the crossroads by their choices, still trying to make plans, trying to find hidden keys, put things together piece by piece to reveal the biggest picture or the bigger picture. They need to get a bird's eye view. But that will come once they go within. They wanted to start at the top and think they could just do whatever because of free will, but not realizing there is some guidance already we are to follow. Universal law, galactic law, natural law. What about the star energy? Behind the veil. Welcome uncertainty as an opportunity for growth and be okay with not knowing what's behind the veil. Walking by faith is part of that. Being guided without seeing, but knowing and following that leads you to gates of opportunities that you can pass through, where new paths and unfurl with boundless potential. But first you must be deeply rooted before you can soar. You have to make change, embrace growth, seek new paths, and welcome transformations with an open heart. They want the glow, they want the shine, but they don't want to do the dirty work for themselves, on themselves. They rather do dirty work in groups on you, to manipulate you, to bring you down. They don't like to see you soar in the clouds. Sounds like a personal problem to me, as my dad would say. Ooh, that's a good one, because it all is our own personal problems that we have to deal with. We carry our own cross to have new beginnings, taking a new direction, to bloom. We get to start over. We try again. And with those positive attempts of trying again, putting work in, you bloom. And these gateway of opportunities, wow. This gateway of opportunities lead to commitment, promises, a true mate, a new mate sent from above, someone that you'd have intimacy with, a bond, a playfulness, someone that you can confide in, someone you can sit in a room in silence, doing your own thing, but feel together, not alone. You know how some people can feel alone and they're in the same room? Well, how about being alone, but in the same room and not feeling alone? In your own zone, but together. Two good halves coming together, making a great whole. Or two great wholes coming together, making a greater whole. I like that way better. Think about it. Two creative people on their journey, on their path, aware, awakened to the reality that they live in. That it definitely is nirvana, ecstasy. That's a good time. That's excitement. It definitely would be feeling like chasing thrills, because it already does when you're solo dolo. When you're you against you, it feels like you're chasing thrills. But it's on a higher vibration. So we can expect new because someone's getting dealt with. Things are being revealed. Whoa. This card here. What is it? They don't want to hear about this rejection. They know things are being revealed because you are a star. You're someone of royal lineage, and you will get commitment. You've been putting in the work. While these are now bystanders, no connection to you. They've been rejected. Now they feel abandoned, having irrational fear. A fear of going in, facing their own demons, their own shadow side, because of the dirty work that they've put in that has them so imbalanced. They're still in shock. They had to walk away. No longer can be a rivalry or keep you distracted. No delays. They can make no changes. Now they're dealing with this third party and their counterpart. Healing, releasing, needing, maybe they're learning that they are needing to heal. But they're not going through the emotional storm. That's what's in reverse. They're still trying to act like they're not affected. They want to play victim. Wow, they're a complete lost soul. They want to play victim now. Why do they want to play victim? They want to play victim like they're not affected. Like they're devoted. They're obsessed with their addictions. of playing mind games and manipulation. Wow. Wow. They're addicted to having third parties, private relationships. For some, after this rejection, maybe your partner or whoever this is may be doing some healing. But someone's unaffected. Something's still not right. Especially if they come back and they want to make it a private relationship. I was trying to find a little silver light, lining there. Or this person may be this, yeah. This is someone that you rejected. They're going to pretend as though they've done the healing. But there's something going on. What else is it that we need to know about this healing? Getting played. Manipulation. Oh, they got played by the third party. The third party kept it moving. It wasn't together with them. The third party left them. The third party left them, so they need healing. They're brokenhearted now. They want to come back and circle around after they wanted to treat you like trash. Their spell work didn't work. Now they feel like trash, feeling tossed out, getting played. They found out that they were getting manipulated. They were not the only one. They were dealing with a bugaboo. That they got pregnant. They started a new beginning with a family, a bond, a closeness. And now they think they can run back to you. After they got played, now they've learned the lesson. I would say use your intuition, because if spell work was involved and you were dealing with a warlock that now is facing karmic justice and at the crossroads because they made a bad choice, don't open the door, because they're bringing you their karma. Whether that be them having to pay child support for that third party they messed around with, now there's still going to be a third party because there's a cord attached. And that's finances. That's taken away from your abundance. They want to bring that to you when they should be bringing you gifts and blessings, not bills. Do some deep meditation, but I don't see myself saying, yeah, let's work on this. Not with spell work involved. Drugs, all these addictions. Now they're having a reality check because what they did to you is now happening to them. So let them grow and heal, evolve on their own, like as you did. Peace.